means you are what I once was, a knight of the Jedi Order. At last, a fight that might be worthy of my time. I am the Inquisitor. Welcome.
Here I am again, Lord of Shadows. You finally, after months and months and months of waiting and playing, here I am finally giving you villains discussions. And telling the truth, for the past few months, I've really thought I was really puzzling who should be the villain I should begin my discussions and everything. And I had so many villains in my mind, which I wish I could discuss or not, So I felt so I decided to discuss about a Star Wars villain, but this time it's not going to be a Sith Lord or even a member of the Imperial Army. But more precisely, he is a Darkseid user, but he's not a Sith Lord. Or, I believe you already, guessed which character I'm going to talk about, which is the Grand Inquisitor. First of all, before I came to discussion and everything, I always thought, at the beginning, when I started to watch Star Wars Rebels, I actually didn't quite, care about the Grand Inquisitor, because I believe he should be, he's going to be an ordinary villain, an Inquisitor hunting down Jedis and everything. He was. But when you get deeper and deeper in the Season 1, and especially when it comes to Season 2, discussing a little bit about him, it really makes you care about the character. It really makes you being interested in, being interested in him. Being fascinated, impressed and everything. And I was really impressed with the Grand Inquisitor. Especially when it comes to his personality, his powers, his abilities. Well, powers, abilities is sort of almost the same. Abilities, and he a little bit about his backstory, and his design, which. Fair enough, when it comes to the first time I saw him, I really actually like his design, The only thing for real is I didn't actually like is his lightsaber. Okay, don't get me wrong, I really like the double lightsabers, but in the way how he was spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning, it didn't quite actually work for me, But still, like I said, he, in the way how I see it, in Grand Inquisitor, is a really great and powerful fighter, But before I accept the villain himself and everything, I just wish to say, about a few things about the Inquisitors. Okay, so first of all, the Inquisitors were meant to be like the agents of the Darkseid, or more precisely, agents of the Empire. They were created by Darth Vader, who also Darth Vader himself were the ones who trained them. But when it comes to, like I said, the Inquisitor himself, they're not Sith Lords. They're trained in Darkseid, but only in general. Only in general they know how to manipulate the dark side of the Force and how to use it and fight and everything they're not trained actually in their full potential, only to know regular general things and that's exactly what the Grand Inquisitor is even if, like I said, the Grand Inquisitor below Darth Vader, because they're Darth Vader in the actual Star Wars when it comes to the Inquisitors, he is like the head, he's like the supreme leader of the group. When it comes to the Grand Inquisitor, he is the leader of the team. He's second in command. Somehow, let's just put it that way. Because Darth Sidious is the leader of the Empire. He's the Emperor and everything. But when it comes to Darth Vader, he's the supreme leader. When it comes to the Grand Inquisitor, like I said before, he's some kind of leader of the team, or second in command. Those kind of things and everything. So, like I said, when it comes to occupation of the Grand Inquisitor, like I said, he's the assassin of the Empire and the leader of the Inquisitors, leader of the team, But when it comes to his powers, because like I said, he has this really excellent use of the Force. He's also highly capable of commanding, command skills and mastery of modified lightsaber, which also used as a blast shield, which was kind of amazing, even if I don't like, the spinning thing, So overall, like I said, of all the Inquisitors I saw, when it comes to the three of them in the season 2, I can definitely assume the Grand Inquisitor is the strongest one, which also, like I said, he is the leader. But when it comes to the hobbies of the Grand Inquisitor, fair enough. Like I said, he's studying the dark side of the Force. Of course, also attempting successful lightsaber training. To beat to best the Jedi, and also like I said, just like I see from the beginning, receiving new orders from Darth Vader, which actually at the end of the season 1, you can actually definitely see that he's totally afraid of him. But when it comes to his goal, like I said, when it comes to his goal, as a villain. Okay, first of all, like I say, the Grand Inquisitor is not an actual. He's not the type of actual villain who has like his own ultimate goal. You know, in the way how they build and everything. So the Grand Inquisitor actually like he has a goal. I mean, has a goal that was actually. Well, okay, let me put it this way. Sorry. Yeah. Let me put it this way. The Grand Inquisitor is like a soldier. He's following orders. You know. I mean, he has his own agenda, his own personality, his own thoughts, how to act or do things. But he's just simply an assassin, a mercenary. Well, not mercenary, as an assassin who follow orders from Darth Vader, or more precisely, which Darth Vader gets from the Emperor. You know, because like I said, his ultimate goal when it comes to Star Wars Rebels is to hunt down the Jedi who survived, you know, the orders or the 66. You know, and of course, you know, again to assist, you know, the Empire, you know, in their plans for the galaxy, you know, and of course, you know, when it comes to Vader, to assist him, you know, to destroying the rebels, you know, but most of all, his main goal is to hunt down the Jedi's, who, like I said, survive all that 66. I really love to say it. Okay, but also, like I said, don't forget to mention is, I want to mention is that the Grand Inquisitor was voiced by Jason Isaacs, who also, if you don't know, I mean, when you see the picture of Jason Isaacs, you already know, you know, why he's so familiar, because he played fucking Lucius Malfoy, Draco Malfoy's father in Harry Potter, but also, I also know him as, how was his name, Colonel Tamington, I think, you know, something like that, but also I know him as Sinestro. Which I mean, he didn't play Sinestro, but he gave his voice to him, and also playing Captain Hook, like this reboot, like, you know, modern version of Peter Pan. You know, I mean, okay, fuck it. Okay, I'm just saying, you know, what roles I remember, you know, as a villain. You know, but Jason Isaacs, why I really loved him as the Grand Inquisitor is because Jason Isaacs, like all a few actors in the world, he has these he has this specific voice. You know, how should I put it? Sinister, diabolical, you know, manipulative voice and everything. It was a perfect, you know, it was a perfect choice when it comes to the Grand Inquisitor. But speaking of the Grand Inquisitor, like I said, repeat again, you know, the goal, his ultimate goal, like I said, he is like an order. You know, he doesn't have like his ultimate goal. You know, I mean, when it comes to one episode, you know, when he tried to get, you know, Ezra to the dark side, you know, when he said like, "I will teach you what your master could not." You know, you can somehow assume, like, you know, he wants to be something big, you know, that he wants to, like, use Ezra to be something big, for example, like a Sith Lord or something, you know. But then after you know, all the episodes, you know, when it comes, you know, near to the end, you can definitely see that he's the type of villain who only follows orders. I mean, you know, that type of villain. So, like I say, his goal is more like an order, more like an official. General order for all Inquisitors, you know. But okay, when it comes to his, like I said, when it comes to his powers and abilities, he's a dark side user, and he's a practitioner of the dark side of the Force. And like I said, he was also trained in lightsaber combat, you know. But when I saw his fighting skills and everything, you know, when he was fighting Kanan and Ezra, I can definitely see that he is powerful. He's powerful. He's strong. He knows what he's doing. You know, and you know, he's very well. He's really fascinating, and I was really actually very impressed in the way how he's used the Force. Because, like I said, knowing the Inquisitors' history, they're only trained in general. You know, when it comes to practice the dark side of the Force. You know? So overall, I mean, being him like the head of all the Inquisitors, when it comes to being the head of the Inquisitors, sorry. I can definitely see, you know, when it comes to fifth brother, eighth brother, and seventh sister, he's the strongest one. You know, being the leader and everything. So overall, like I said, I really liked, you know, in the Grand Inquisitor. But speaking of his personality, which I didn't speak to it before, his personality is, you know, very, you know, he's very calculative, a very good strategist, master manipulator, you know, and like I said, always following orders. His also personality is very cold. He's very cold, diabolical, you know, and he has, like, in short terms, he has almost exactly the same personality as an official Sith Lord. You know, like he enjoys pain, he enjoys destruction, killing Jedi's, you know, manipulating people, you know, like I said, you know, he's calculative, he's a great, you know, strategist and tactician, you know, and the one thing is, when it comes to him as a villain, when it comes to his backstory, the Grand Inquisitor, I mean, we don't actually fair enough, amount of his backstory. The only thing we know is, when he appeared in the, as some kind of a phantom or something, he appeared, as a temple guard, which a lot of people can assume is, that once he was a Jedi temple guard, during the Republic. But here's the thing. I remember when the Grand Inquisitor said, that he means that that you are what I once was, a knight of the Jedi Order. So, I mean, that means he was a Jedi Knight or a Jedi Temple Guard? I don't know, but the main plot of his backstory is that one time he turned to the dark side, Or I don't know, we don't know if he was like blackmailed or he decided on his own or like they pushed him to do it, Like I said, they blackmailed him or threatened him, whatever. I don't know. Or maybe even, which a lot of villains could do that, is, for sake of his life, maybe, like I said, maybe even for like, maybe even for like, for his thought to not being killed, he joined the Empire. I don't know. It could be a lot of possibilities because, like I said, the only thing we find out is he was once a Jedi temple, and in one period of time when maybe the time when the Jedi had fallen or when the Empire was created, he joined the dark side. In that point of time, So overall, like I said, the Grand Inquisitor, like I said, he's a type of villain who follows orders. He's not like a type of villain who is like free, to doing his own things, he having his own agenda, he creating his own goals. He's the type of villain who just simply follow orders. I mean, like I said, I really like his personality. I really like his fighting skills. Even if I don't like his lightsaber when it comes to spinning thing. But still, overall, he showed to be a really great Star Wars villain, Also, one thing I really want to mention about the Inquisitor is that he reminds me of, when it comes to Avatar, The Last Airbender, he really reminds me of the, I think his name was Admiral Zhao, I mean, something like that, because both of them, like I said, served the main antagonists in the first season, which is a real big coincidence, and both of them, are like these higher ranking officers, of their, respective empires with command, with amounts of, resources, and like I said, similar, like I said, to how Zhao targets, targets Aang, like doing, to being like the last Airbender. The Inquisitor, he does the same thing when it comes to Ezra, doing to being like one of the last Jedi, So overall, I mean, the Grand Inquisitor, even if he's a soldier, he's like a soldier, who follows orders and everything. He has some kind of pretty memorable quotes in season 1, which also one of my favorite is, before he died, when he said, "There are some things far more frightening than death," which also can prove that he was afraid, what Darth Vader, could do to him, when he returned, empty-handed or maybe like failing the mission. So overall, also it implies, he's afraid of his master's punishment. Which also implies that he's not afraid of death. Which also I really love the villains who are not afraid of death. I really love that kind of villains. He's afraid of what Darth Vader was going to do to him. Which, like I said, maybe he would even kill them or maybe torture him. I don't know. But the one thing for sure is somehow he showed that he's not afraid of death. So overall, like I say, he's a very fascinating villain, with Star Wars villain. But when it comes to negativity of the Grand Inquisitor, is that he is like all other Sith Lords, most of the Sith Lords. He is very overconfident. He underestimates his enemies. He's sure he's like I said, he's self-confident. He's so sure that he's gonna bring down the Jedi's, destroying them and everything. And sometimes I can even see that he became well, not physically, I mean, not really, but he became somehow blind, like to see the true reality. Well, not reality, more like the true plan, what they're trying to do and everything. Ken and the others. I mean, I saw that like two or three times. That's also one of the negatives. But the main point is why I find negative about the Grand Inquisitor, that he's, like I said, overconfident, very overconfident, and like he underestimates his enemies. Because like I said, that was actually his biggest mistake when Kanan defeated him at the end. Because he underestimated him. And he was like sure, like for example, when he was sure for example, when it comes to overconfidence, when he was like torturing Ken, like he was sure that he was gonna get out information, you know, when it comes to the rebels and Fulcrum and everything. And like I said, he's also a very good when it comes to manipulation, you know, and also, you know, like I said, he's a very good strategist and a tactician, which also is, I really admire, you know, when it comes to his character. So overall, like I said, he's a very fascinating villain, a fresh new one, which I really like when it comes to Star Wars universe. You know, we're like adding new villains and everything. So overall, like I said, he before I came to the main point, the points and everything, I just want to say that he's the type of villain, you know, who who once he was something or someone, you know, until one day, you know, the part of his life was destroyed, so he decided, you know, to become evil, you know, to like join a much more stronger side, you know, like, you know, I can't actually remember a few villains right now, you know, in the same way, like, you know, at the beginning they were positive, they were having their own things, their own lives, until one day they were destroyed, and then they joined the dark side, you know. Well, I mean, they joined, you know, they decided to be evil and join, you know, a dark side, you know, or join the dark side. I mean, I can't remember, you know, a few villains, you know, right now. But the point is the same. Like I said, his backstory is almost foggy. You know, you don't actually know a lot of information about him. The only thing we know, like I said, he was a Jedi Knight or a Jedi Temple, and then one time, you know, he joined the dark side. I mean, the Empire. So overall, like I said, his past is kind of, you know, very well, not old school, but how should I put it? It's like, you know, like almost the same way like most villains, you know, are, you know. Like I said, but one time you're someone, you know, you had your own life, you had your own things, were positive, you know, were enjoying what you're doing, and one day all this is gone, destroyed, you know, and then you become negative. You know, you become, you know, like I said, you join a side who's much more bigger, and you feel like you'll be much more secure and powerful, you know, that kind of way, you know. So overall, like I said, the Grand Inquisitor is a really great villain. I mean, I'm not gonna say fantastic or legendary, you know, but still a fascinating and a good one, you know, in a good way, you know. So overall, my final points when it comes to the Grand Inquisitor, you know, as a villain, is 8 out of 10. Because, like I said, the only negative things about the Grand Inquisitor is, like, what usually almost every single villain has, which is overconfidence and underestimating your opponents. Which everybody knows, if you underestimate your opponents, you can definitely, you know, you can definitely reserve a seat when it comes to your downfall. You know, because like I said, when you underestimate your opponents, you're already gone. You're already going deeper in your downfall. You know, that's what I said. You know, 8 out of 10. So overall, here I am done. Rate the video, comment, subscribe. Give me first think about the Grand Inquisitor, about, you know, his abilities, about him as a villain. Give me all personal thoughts entirely about his character and everything. Also, here's the one thing. Also, you can put in the comment section down below. You can put your own villains that you wish for me to discuss. You know, drop a like, I appreciate it. Peace, everyone. Have an awesome day. Lord Shadows, like always, signing off. And speaking of Star Wars, may the Force be with you. Whew.